Hey guys, welcome back. So some of you may or may not know, but today is actually World Mental Health Day. And so I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to talk a little bit about mental health. It has easily become one of my favorite topics to talk about and just like advocate for, because I think it's extremely important. As a society, I think we've gotten better on removing the stigma on mental health, but I think we need to continue to do that because it should be taken very seriously. Mental health is as, if not even more important than physical health, because ultimately it affects our bodies. Because of the pandemic that we're currently in, I know that a lot of people may have experienced a decline in their mental health over the last 6 months, whether it be because of losing a job, losing a loved one, or just, being stuck with your family for, months in that same house. Because it's National Mental Health Day, I wanted to talk about one of the key things that has personally helped me improve my mental health, and that is therapy. Since starting therapy, I have become such a huge advocate for it because it has just changed my life tremendously. I think that being in therapy or wanting to start therapy should be normalized. It has gotten a little bit better, but I think we need more work on it because honestly, I think everyone should be in therapy. I think everyone should have a therapist no matter what you're feeling, because it's just such a good outlet to have someone in your life that's not in your day-to-day life to talk to about anything. Life is crazy. Life has so many ups and downs, and just having that person that you can vent to and not hold any biases is just such an important thing to have. If you know me, if you're close to me, you know how much I talk about therapy. I talk about therapy and my therapist entirely way too much, but it's for good reason. It's had such a positive impact in my life, and I'm just very thankful for it. Now, I know with talking about therapy, there are so many questions, Andy, how do I find a therapist? Can I afford therapy? I know that's, money is always an issue for people. And that's what I really want to focus on in today's video, is how to find a therapist. So when I was trying to find a therapist, like anyone, I went to Google, of course, and I looked for, typed in therapist. And I came across this amazing website called psychologytoday.com. It was a game changer. The first page will ask you for a location, so zip code, city, whatever location you're looking to find a therapist. Once you do that, it gives you kind of a list, but what you can do is you can edit what categories you're looking for in a therapist. So you can specify topics, you can specify gender, insurance, age, ethnicity, sexuality, language, etc. There's even a category for pricing, so if you don't have insurance, you are still able to see the cost. And then once you specify all of your categories, it'll look up all the therapists in your area based on what you chose. And then there's usually like a bio that talks about the therapist, and you can get like a feel for them. It's kind of like Tinder for therapists. For me, the hard part wasn't so much looking for one. It was like once I found one that I thought I would like, is reaching out. Like reaching out's always for me, kind of nerve-wracking. On the profile of the therapist that you are interested in, there's usually like a little like contact button where like you can click email, and it'll like open up like a new email to write to the therapist. I wrote something along the lines of like, oh, I'm interested in starting therapy. How do I go about it? Blah, blah, blah. Like something simple. And they usually, reply within that same day or the next day. I wrote it, I think, pretty late in the evening, and I got an email back early the next morning, which was amazing. And then usually once they reply, they'll tell you to make an appointment, or they'll give you more information. My therapist emailed me back with a number of the office that she worked at to call and make an appointment for her. But obviously it varies depending on the therapist and the office or whatever, so you know, it really just depends. Now, calling is always a hard part for me, whether it's a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment, you know, it's just, I have issues with just talking on the phone, but that's a story for another day. So I had to call, and you know, that wasn't easy, but I was at a point where I genuinely needed help, and so I knew that I had to do it, and I did. So being the anxious person that I am, I of course Googled, you know, how do you pick a good therapist, or how do you know a therapist is right for you? The first thing I came across was to kind of get a feel before you go in through a phone call, which I had to talk to my therapist over the phone to make an appointment. And on the phone, she sounded really nice, really cool, and like I felt a little more at ease to go to the physical appointment. But I'm sorry, I'm like petting my dog and she's trying to play with me. But in all honesty, I think the main way for you to know whether or not you will like your therapist is just meeting them. I was obviously very anxious to go to my first appointment, but I think I instantly knew at the first appointment that I would like my therapist because I was comfortable talking to her. I loved her vibe, and I don't know, I just connected well with her. And I mean, look, now I've been in therapy with her for a year and a half, a little over a year and a half, and it's been amazing. I love my therapist. She's really amazing, and she's helped me tremendously in ways that I, you know, can't even explain. But I know that I got lucky, because I know that there's people out there that it's taken them multiple tries to find a therapist that fits, you know, fits their needs and is right for them. And if that's your case, you know, if the first one doesn't work out for you, just don't get discouraged, because in the end it's going to be worth it when you do find one that's a right fit for you. Well, that's it for therapy talk, guys. I just really wanted to share this information and put it on this platform because it's something that I share with all my family and friends. I've helped multiple people find their therapist this way, and it brings me so much joy because, you know, God knows I would have loved to have someone there to help me through the process, and I just want to share this knowledge with you guys, and in hopes that it'll benefit you. I know this process is not easy at all, but just know that it does get better. And if you're out there and you're struggling, just know that you are loved and there are people that care about you, and just stay strong because, you know, the world needs you. Please feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. I'll be sure to link psychologytoday.com below so it's just easier for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you'd like any more videos based on mental health, please let me know in the comments, and you know, maybe I'll revisit this topic. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Every time that I'm down, I thank God that I'm up. 'Cause it could be worse, yeah, it could be worse. I'm blessed to have another day on this earth.
Can you relax, please?